Yo, what's up, everyone? GangstaLuigi613 here, and welcome back to another episode of GL6 Reacts to Death Battle. This time we're doing Sauron versus the Lich King, Lord of the Rings versus World of Warcraft. I think it's actually Warcraft, and then World of Warcraft. I've seen some people debate over the name of the property because it's oh, the Lich King's actually from this iteration, stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know practically anything about either competitor here. I know Sauron looks really cool. The Lich King looks really cool. I saw a screenshot of the battle stage. I haven't seen the battle preview. I watched both analysis previews, but the battle looks like it's going to be good. It's going to be a good 3D. I don't remember the last time we've had two 3D death battles back to back in a row like this. But yeah, so I don't know much about either the competitor. If I had to guess, just based off no prior knowledge, just throw a guess out there. I guess Lich King. I don't know. So we're gonna see. And before we click play, if you like this content and you like to see more content like it, or like to see other content that I make, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button down below, and then also ring the notification bell, so that way you're actually subscribed to the channel. If you would like to support me financially, you can donate to my Ko-fi account, link in the description. And while you're down there, you can also join the Discord if you feel like it. It's still a work in progress, but once it's made, it'll be made, and it's going to be a good fun time, hopefully. Hopefully. Sorry about that. Get a quick drink of water. Alright. So, gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. I'd actually...
Sauron, the Lord of the Rings. The Lich King, Warcraft's Lord of the Scourge.
Okay, I'm actually gonna turn this up a little bit for me.
But few can match the presence of these kings of blight and shadow. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, they both look so badass, though.
Within the timeless halls, at
so
the dawn
cool looking.
Of creation, the supreme god Eru and his angelic Ainur created all of existence through a single harmonious song. But one of these angels just had to be a rebel. Melkor ruined that harmony, giving the world its many, many imperfections, like Wiz. Then after messing up God's hit single and going rogue, Melkor took up a new name just to be even more metal, Morgoth. Morgoth's power was impressive.
Melkor was named Morgoth by an elf
Several
king,
Maiar,
Fanor.
joined him in his frightening
Dark
conquest
enemy.
of the world he had helped create. And the greatest of these followers was one obsessed with destroying all life in the pursuit of bringing about complete order. He used to be Myron, but under Morgoth's reign, he became the one and only Sauron.
He's so cool looking.
Morgoth's forces, Sauron spent thousands of years bringing
Second in
Middle
command of
Earth to its
Morgoth's
knees.
armies,
He's almost
creator
more
and
force
first
of
bearer
nature
of the
than
One
anything
Ring.
else.
Okay, so he did create the
Create
ring.
infernos, cause country-spanning earthquakes, and even
Neat.
absorb souls. And because he's a weird angel spirit man, he can morph his body around his own soul however he wants, or just shed it like clothing and fight as a ghost. He can morph.
Okay,
far
that's
beyond that.
awesome.
He has appeared as something akin to both
That's so
man and
cool.
elf, attractive and devious. A werewolf, once thought to be the greatest wolf of all, and even a vampire. Oh man,
Vampire?
go nuts with that. Many of his greatest accomplishments are not due
I
to
didn't
his
know vampires
powerful
existed in
magic
Middle
and
Earth.
weaponry, but his inhuman cunning. Sauron is nothing less than a master of manipulation. He's like if Loki
As expected
did
of a
fusion
villain.
dance. He loves to trick someone with illusions, shadow magic, or just by toying with their sad, predictable, pathetic human emotions. Like when he convinced Saruman to join the evil side, who was basically a super
Oh, so that's where that meme comes from.
to lead the charge against Sauron.
Huh, I guess that's... I mean, I know the meme always came from Lord of the Rings, but I mean, that scene... Didn't know he was falling to darkness in that scene.
Wars, humans, dwarves, elves, and more united to destroy Morgoth, casting what remained of Melkor into the void. But Sauron saw it coming and bailed faster than me at a divorce hearing, just to show back up centuries later in the fiery pits of Mordor. There, the Dark Lord created.
One does not simply walk to Mordor, except you actually do just simply walk there, according to that one film theory I watched.
And planted them among the leaders of elven, man, and dwarven kind, all controlled by another ring he made in secret. The one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Oh god, that's so epic. I think I'm into poetry now. Forged in the fires of Mount Doom using
the One Ring
part
is
of
nearly
Sauron's own
indestructible.
soul. The One Ring amplified his power and let him control the minds and actions of the other ring bearers. The 9 kings of men were especially vulnerable, and saw themselves reduced to twisted wraiths bent to Sauron's whims. It wasn't any better for the less kingly humans, so much so that Sauron mind-controlled most of Numenor. We're talking about an island nation that could have had as many as 18 million people, and Sauron had them all at his creepy, pokey fingertips. This led to retaliation from Eru, who had hardly directly intervened ever before, even against Morgoth. Eru sank Numenor, while Sauron was still on it. But the Dark Lord's spirit persevered, indestructible even against the wrath of God. Sauron used the ring to build himself a new body. It may have cost a lot of power, but he took a biblical event to the face and went right back on to being evil. And yet, putting so much power into one object did have drawbacks. Which hit back hard when Isildur subtracted a digit from his hand. The Warrior King did more than just cut off a finger. He took the ring and its power for himself. This act forced Sauron to retreat as a disembodied spirit, threatened by his own power in the hands of another. And should the One Ring be destroyed completely, Sauron's spirit could be rendered impotent beyond repair. It isn't all bad, though. The ring can turn you invisible, create visions of impending doom, and has one hell of a defense mechanism. Yeah, who'd want to destroy it when it makes you want it? It has a will of its own, with promises whispered even the best of us can't refuse.
So wait, what's the self-defense mechanism?
Dinner ever, boomstick. Bourbon, pecan, parmesan, turducken. It's so precious. What did you just do? What? It sounded delicious. Well, ring or no ring, Sauron's a beast.
Did he drop it somewhere? I missed the end of the bit.
Sheer willpower. He has total control over his own being and can modify his soul at will. So he can definitely resist someone like spooky ghost Celebrimbor trying to dominate his spirit. And being among the strongest.
Okay, so resist soul magic, kind of.
Beyond that of Ose, a lesser Maya, which is specifically important because Ose single-handedly raised the island of Numenor. Yeah, remember that island that got Noah'd? That place.
That got Noah'd.
Everyone wants his ring. Who could turn down that much power? Not Isildur. The hearts of men are easily corrupted, and he kept the ring rather than destroy it. But in the end, the ring destroyed him and waited for its master's return. Sauron was rebuilding Mordor into a world-conquering force. And after a little bit of good old-fashioned torture, he found out the ring was in the Shire. The chillest, coziest, dopest place imaginable. Ah, man, when I retire, I'm gonna go live in a hobbit hole and just get lit 24/7. And so began the War of the Ring. Sauron's forces covered the land, seeking both the ring and the downfall of man, always shadowed by the symbol of his ever-present influence, the Eye of Sauron. It was a slaughter.
Yeah, we can explain that.
Middle-earth stood no chance. Everybody basically accepted death by orcs as inevitable. It was hopeless. The kingdoms of men would finally fall for good. Save for the Dark Lord's truest weakness. Sauron's cunning and stratagems were impressive, sure, but ultimately, he never truly understood the people of Middle-earth. In his mind, absolute power was factually irresistible. He never imagined a mere mortal could ever, or would ever, seek to actually destroy the One Ring. Against all odds and a whole lot of walking, Sauron was defeated. Not by the sparkly new king or the armies of Middle-earth, but by the most unlikely creature imaginable, Elijah Wood. Yet, even as a formless shadow, Sauron's legacy remains one of domination, treachery, and most of all, fear. Fitting for the being that represents, and I quote, as near an approach to the holy evil will as is possible.
Alright, so Sauron's really cool. Also, sorry for not talking too much. I got really engrossed and invested in the story. That's the issue with death battles, where it's like I don't know the competitor that well. I want to learn all about them, absorb all the information that's being given to me. So, like, what is the eye then? Is that just a thing he made and was like, yeah, you know what? I need a watchtower. Can make it a giant flaming eye. Because he's not the eye, right? I know they probably couldn't go into every single detail, but at the same time, I don't know, just... I'll watch Lord of the Rings one day. And also skip through these ads. So, yeah, Sauron, he's got a good kit. That one ring will probably give him a lot of advantage of that body matter manipulation of his. That's going to be really good. This battle's going to be a good fight. Yeah, bespoke post, whatever that is. Lich King time! Shout out to Josh Scorcher for all my Warcraft knowledge.
The orc shaman Ner'zhul prepared a spell with his followers to tear the planet asunder, all to escape the fury of the demon lord Kil'jaeden. But when Ner'zhul passed through the portal, Kil'jaeden was right there waiting for him. Ner'zhul was forced to serve Kil'jaeden's will to ravage another world, Azeroth.
See, I actually know the origins of the Lich King, so...
This Lord of the Dead was sent to the continent of Northrend.
The origins of the guy that becomes the Lich King, I didn't know this stuff beforehand.
Leaving just his spirit, which was bound to a set of armor sealed within a prison of magical ice. Man, this guy can't catch a break.
Why can't there ever be, like, cool, cursed, possessed armor and weaponry that's not evil? I mean, yeah, I know I just said cursed, and cursed is normally evil, but, like... Why can't there be cool possessed armor? Where it's like, oh, hey, you got the possessed armor, you're badass now. You know? Arthas Menethil. Unlikely hero. Not unlikely hero, oh, what was his thing? He turned a Blizzard in 2017? Okay. Also, I just realized they didn't do calcs much for Sauron. I saw, like, one little blurb in the top right corner, but they didn't really pull out any big numbers. They just said that he survived the sinking of the island. I think was the only calc they made. Wonder what the calc for Lich King will be here if they have one. Oh man, everyone's turned into zombies. Gotta stop that by killing everyone. Which, I mean, like, if they turn into zombies, you kind of have to do that, I think. Unless you can cure zombification. Which I think you can in Warcraft? I don't know.
He was stealing souls and storing them within the
Frostmourne
blade.
functions as conduit.
With his new ice-cold cleaver in hand, Arthas lost his soul and got a Death Knight makeover. And so the former
okay, so Sauron gets his power from the ring for the most part. It sounds like he has a lot of power himself, but Arthas has his power from the sword.
Walking! Remember, everything the Lich King had done up until this point had been from his prison within a literal block of ice. And this new Sauronite armor, Saronite armor, is the best. Like, what was it doing stuck in ice all this
Saronite
time?
armor? That's
old
funny.
God blood and self-repairs. Screw you, blacksmith! You're never taking my hard-earned gold! I'll never have to get naked and die again! By donning this dark helm, Ner'zhul and Arthas fused to become one. A being far more powerful than either had been before. He could effortlessly cover cities in ice.
Gosh, he looks so cool.
Hundreds with the power of shadow and
Can
learn
wound
all of your
souls
secrets
directly.
With the eye of Acheris. Azeroth's fate was sealed.
Oh, they both have eyes that watch over everything then, okay.
This guy, He's Illidan, a 15,000-year-old demon hunter with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. As a
I thought he was wearing, like, Jin
Cosmo
Kazuma pants for a second.
Army to get to him. Against this new Lich King, Illidan never stood a chance. This is important because Illidan had absorbed the power of Gul'dan, an orc warlock who, alongside his followers, raised the Broken Isles out of the sea. A massively powerful feat.
Dang, so both these stories contain islands being risen from their sinking demise.
Imagine how kick-ass he'd be in full control of the undying Lich King powers. Oh wait, we don't have to. Ner'zhul may have pulled Arthas' strings up until this point, but he had made a drastic miscalculation. Within the mind of the Lich King, Arthas battled Ner'zhul for control, and won. The power of Frostmourne, of the Scourge, of Undeath itself, was now under the command of Arthas. And by this point, he was just done. Like,
oh, I didn't realize he took back control.
Right? Where you see all of humanity is so pathetic they can only be saved by just killing them all, so you rip out your own heart. Yeah, relatable. Determined to end all life, Arthas led his scourge across Azeroth, spreading the plague to every corner of the world. He slaughtered every contender in his path, including legendary champions like this hero of the Horde, Dranosh Sarfang, who the Lich King bitch-slapped to death in one hit, then zombified to serve him instead. Man, that didn't go well. The Lich King seemed unstoppable. Only one thing could take him down. A 25-man raid team of the best nerds World of Warcraft servers had to offer. And that one guy who was just there because he was friends with somebody, but damn, he sucked. With these, heroes triumphant, the Paladin Tyrion shattered Frostmourne with an equally legendary blade, ending the Lich King's vile reign. But the Scourge doesn't work on Phantom Menace battle droid rules, so there must always be a Lich King to keep the relentless undead in check. Yet no Lich King before or since ever matched the terror and malice Arthas brought to Azeroth. Without a doubt, one of the most terrifying kings to ever conquer the world of Warcraft.
Okay.
This episode.
So, that's interesting. I didn't know Arthas took back control. I just assumed he lost his soul to the armor and the sword and whatnot, and he just, you know, he's evil now. But I didn't realize he took control and then decided, yeah, no, I'm still evil. Fuck it. So that's interesting. Again, no calcs this time, so no big numbers to really compare between. So yeah, this is an interesting battle. I saw a lot for Sauron. I didn't see a lot for the Lich King, though. I don't know. This one's really close to me. Maybe someone that's like more well-versed in both of these series, or hell's even one of these series, would be able to determine an outcome better than I can. But I think I might have to give it to Sauron? Possibly? Yeah, I'll give it to Sauron for now, but let's, we'll have to see what the actual battle says. This fight's gonna be good. Gosh, they look so cool! I love their armor! It's so cool looking. Yeah, I saw a scene like this where they're like, it's the throne. Let's hope this battle goes better than Jason versus Michael.
I shall claim what is mine.
Does Sauron talk like Dr. Claw?
In this cold north, you will find only death.
Also, I noticed they didn't show any Heroes of the Storm footage for Lich King, so that's interesting to me. Okay. Ooh. Oh, cool, ghost magic. He sounds like Dr. Claw or Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat 11. Oh, that's cool. What, did he just, like, turn it into his ally? Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool, actually. I love that. Whoa. Firewolf? Okay. I did not expect that. Makes more sense than the Fear Tiger from Black Adam. Oh, that's cool. I'll tear out your heart, you're not gonna find it. That's so cool. I'm just gonna be saying that the entire time. This battle's just gonna be so cool. Okay, the volcano. Oh, that's... Oh, I see you. Just swing at him. Oh, and there's lava raining. Oh. So the sword... So Frostmourne can hurt him, it seems. I don't know what this magic is. Okay, so he does turn into the eye. Gotcha. Oh, so okay, he also has a I didn't realize he had a giant eye. I thought it was smaller. I thought his would be a crystal ore. I didn't hear what he said. I'm sorry. I didn't expect giant eye clash battle though. Up.
There is no life in the void.
Not the void. Wow. I got it right. I will. Wow. All right.
Well, if he wasn't all powerful before, look out for supercharged Sauron now. Despite the Lich King's massive power, Sauron's
Threatening.
might was absolute. But not before he got the duel of his life in a crazy close bout. First up, both Dark Lords could counter pretty much any mind or soul-screwing powers.
That's what I was thinking.
Usual tricks way less noteworthy in this match. To be fair, the Lich King severely debilitated Sauron via his plague of undeath. Most physical bodies would not survive such a disease. So Sauron just got rid of his body. Who needs it? Especially when
Fair
you
enough.
rebuild one or just start fighting as a ghost. Both things Sauron could do. After all, the plague is intended for organic mortal enemies and has never.
Oh, he inflicted him with the plague.
A smaller point for Sauron was his weakness. The Lich King was a clever bastard, but even with the Eye of Icarus, it would have been tough for him to decode and destroy the One Ring. Meanwhile, given enough power, Sauron would naturally end up destroying Frostmourne. He's kinda got a thing for breaking swords. So let's compare their power. While their highest limits are certainly nebulous, interestingly enough, some of the most impressive feats from both worlds involve lifting islands. As Sauron is a more
I knew that was going to be compared.
Osei, and the Lich King could reliably defeat someone with Gul'dan's magic, it is possible to gauge the difference in power by measuring the islands that were raised. Keep in mind, Gul'dan
Makes
had a bunch
sense.
of help, so we're only giving him his share. Turns out, Osei was doing twice the work. By examining official maps to determine the volume of the islands, we found a difference between lifting 2 quadrillion tons of rock versus 4 quadrillion tons.
Oh, wow.
Further energy required to actually lift these through the ocean, of course. Both impressive, sure, but Sauron had the edge. And for the final nail in the coffin, the Lich King might have been super scary, but he really wasn't around for all that long. At least not when compared to the experience Sauron has warring with the world for thousands of years. The Lich King
See, I never even
Sauron,
thought about
the ruler
that,
of
so
Mordor's awesome
that's
might,
interesting.
Enduring spirit and millennia of treachery proved him the superior Dark Lord. Wow! Is that it? What? Are you sour on the pun? I was pretty keen about it. The winner is Sauron.
Took me a second to get it, but nice.
Hey,
Good job,
if you want more Death
Boomstick.
Battle ASAP, why not grab a membership?
I
You'll
do
get
want more
exclusive
Death Battle
emails, badges,
ASAP.
live
That'd be
chat,
so
live streams, and a bunch of
cool.
behind the scenes stuff. Just click that join button. Thanks for watching.
Who's next? Oh, boy. Okay. Black Clover. Okay, I didn't expect that, because... I don't know. I've seen some matchups for Midoriya. I've seen a couple, and I never really agreed with any of them. But I've never watched Black Clover, so... let's talk about that after talking more about Sauron Lich King. Not for long, though, because... that was a good episode. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Yeah, like, since I don't know, since I'm not really attached to either Sauron or the Lich King, I can't really be like, oh, they should have done this, or, oh, why wasn't this brought up, or, oh, I disagree with that statement they made, or with this thing. So, I mean, yeah, no, like I said, based off my limited knowledge at the beginning of the battle, I gave it to Lich King because I knew a bit more about it. And that was it. But then, after the analysis, yeah, Sauron. Had to give it to him. And, lo and behold, Sauron wins. So, nothing really, like... I'll definitely rewatch this. I'm definitely gonna rewatch this battle more than certain other ones. But, yeah, definitely need to rewatch this one because it was a good fight. Good, slow fight, not too fast-paced, had a lot of just big, epic scenes and moments, looked amazing, the animation was really good on this one, and since it was such a barren land, it was easier to focus on the combatants, and there wasn't a third party to really distract from the entire battle. Jason, Michael. Sorry, that still bothers me a little bit, how much they focused on that guy, and all the other complaints I brought up in that episode. But, so this one's really good. I'd give it an 8. 8 out of 10. That seems fair. But now, the next battle we have is... Oops, forgot to mute that. The next battle we have is Deku versus... what's his name? Asta. Asta. I don't know how to say his name. I've never watched Black Clover. I don't know anything about Black Clover. At all. I know people said it was pretty good, but I don't know I genuinely don't know what happens in it. I cannot tell you a single thing about Asta, Black Clover, what have you. Let me see his little preview clip again. He's got a big sword. He has a sword. That's all I can tell from that. From that brief snippet of clip I saw, he has a sword. Deku does not. Does that mean Deku loses automatically? No. Because I've actually watched My Hero. I need to catch back up on My Hero. It's been a while since I watched it. And I'm really far behind in the anime. But I know Deku's fast. He's a fast boy. And I know how powerful All for One is. Or, One for All, my bad. Then again, All Might did lose to Might Guy in his death battle, so... Oh, but then, Todoroki won against Zuko. I think those have been the only two My Hero battles. So yeah, finally the main character of My Hero gets a death battle. So I'm glad to finally watch another death battle with a character I'll know something about this time. That's gonna be great. So yeah, I don't know how that battle's gonna go. But, yeah, seems like it's gonna be a fun time. Good on you, Sauron. November 28th. That date's important. So, yeah, no, I think that'll do it. So, if you enjoyed this content, like I said earlier, subscribe, ring the bell so that way you're actually subscribed, and comment down below, tell me about Black Clover. Tell me about Black Clover. If any of you stumble upon this video and watch it all the way to this point, tell me about Black Clover. What goes on in it? What is it? What happens in it? Who's Asta? And do I say his name right? Make it a good old fun time. How about that? I've been your most wonderful host, GangstaLuigi613. I have been GL6, and I shall see you all in the next show. Peace out. Bang.